Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, February 21st, 2019, and I'd like to call the meeting to order for the Post Falls Urban Renewal Commission. Director Fountain, would you please call the roll?
Baltzell.
Here.
Carstensen.
Here.
Crosby.
Here.
Clemenson.
Here.
Coles.
Here.
Davis. Here. Commissioner Horn has an excused absence this morning.
Okay, very good. Would you all stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's what I would say. Amen.
Okay, good morning again, everyone, and we'll move right into the agenda for this morning. And I just want to comment on appointments for our committee assignments for this coming year. Just one more time, I think it was maybe done last month when I was absent, but Finance and Policy Committee, again, will be chaired by Len Crosby. Members Laura Horn, Eric Clemenson, it will be our new member, and Colin Coles is the alternate. On the District Review Committee, Colin Coles is the chairman. Jamie Davis is a member, Larry Carstensen is a member, and Len Crosby is a new alternate for that committee. And in the Communications, Property, and Personnel Committee, Larry Carstensen is the chair. Colin Coles is a member, Jamie Davis is a member, and I am the alternate. So that will be the committee assignments for 2019. Okay, do any of the commissioners have any conflicts to disclose before we start the meeting regarding anything on our agenda this morning? Okay, if not, move on to the consent calendar, please. Director
Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Baltzell and Commissioners. Item A in the consent calendar is the Commission meeting minutes of January 17th. Item B is the payables for this month totaling $477,139.77, which includes a semi-annual payment to Washington Trust Bank for $469,000 for the Greens Ferry overpass loan. Item C is the bank activity report, which shows total in all funds of $5,547,312.72, with accrued interest for the month of $4,322.98. Item D is the financial reports as of January 31st. And your approval of the consent calendar will authorize a transfer of $4,322.98 accrued interest to the general fund and transfer to the Community First checking account $477,139.77 for the general payables. I would answer any questions.
Any questions of Director Fountain? Okay, then we'll need a motion to approve.
Mr. Chairman, I would move the approval of the consent calendar.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Crosby.
Aye.
Clemenson.
Aye.
Coles.
Aye.
Davis. Aye. Baltzell.
Aye.
Carstensen.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Consent calendar is approved. Committee updates, Finance and Policy, Commissioner Crosby.
Commissioner Carstensen, no, sorry.
We're on the wrong line.
I am, you're right. We've reviewed the financial information for the prior month as presented in this report. That was reviewed by Commissioner Clemenson. And we also worked with, or gave our advice to Diane on the presentation of the annual report to the City Council. And I think that's going to be an outstanding report, not because of what we did, but because of what she did.
Awesome.
Good, okay, thank you. District Review.
I don't have anything this morning.
Okay, very good. And I think we're going to be looking down the road here very quickly at some other things talked about in districts regard. Communications, Property, and Personnel, Commissioner Carstensen.
Nothing today.
At this point. Okay. Citizen comments. I don't think we're going to have any today. So unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business we need to discuss? Okay. New business. Approval of semi-annual proponent reimbursements.
Per agency policy number 7, tax increment received by the agency for each urban renewal district is dispersed in February and August each year for projected cost reimbursement. So this year, in our January reimbursements, in the Centerpoint District, the proponent is Point Partners LLC. Their reimbursement amount will be $441,765.34, which will give them a remaining obligation of $1,095,726. In the Tullamore District, Copper Basin Construction is the proponent. Their reimbursement amount is $375,141.09, and their remaining obligation is $3,240,314. Tullamore Commons 2, Whitewater Creek is a proponent. The reimbursement to them today will be $12,225.12, and the remaining obligation on there is $206,396,000. In the Expo District, J.R. Watson is the proponent. Their reimbursement amount will be $214,754.62, and the remaining obligation in that district will be $617,349. In West Saltese, Greenstone Corporation is the proponent. Their reimbursement will be $150,173.53, with a remaining obligation of $414,373,000. In Point Partners, Whitewater Creek, we have a current fund obligation of $59,040.18. They have not signed their agreement with Point Partners yet for us to be able to reimburse that amount. So, Mr. Chairman, a roll call motion would be in order to approve these proponent reimbursements in the stated amounts and authorize the transfer of $1,201,059.70 to the Community First checking account for that purpose.
Okay, very good. Do we have a motion to that effect?
Mr. Chairman, I would move the approval of the proposed reimbursements.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? If none, roll call vote, please.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Clemenson?
Aye.
Coles?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
And Baltzell?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, motion carried. They will all be happy about that, I'm sure. Okay, staff report and updates.
Okay. Percy contributions will increase on July 1st of this year. They've kind of been talking about it for the last several years. The current employee rate will increase from 6.79% to 7.16%, and the employer portion will increase from 11.32% to 11.94%. So I just use this payroll as an example, and the employee portion would increase 65 cents, and the employer portion would increase $1.22, so it's not a huge difference. A legal ad has been submitted and will be published in the Coeur d'Alene Press on February 26, stating the agency will take comment on the annual report to the city, which I will present at the workshop on March 12th. And there's a copy of that report. The city clerk has a copy, and then there's a copy over at the Chamber of Commerce building if anybody wants to review that report. And then I will present that report to City Council on March 19th. And a reminder, there will be a joint workshop with the City Council on April 16th at 4:30 p.m. to review and discuss the feasibility study on a new city center district. That's all I have.
Okay, did you have any further communication with Philip Worth regarding any updates that he might want to schedule in with us?
He doesn't have anything that he can reveal at this time.
That he can reveal, okay. Okay, very good. All right, Commissioner comments?
Diane, have we heard anything about any other developments in any of our other districts with regard to, there was the proposal for UPS out in the city center point, that sort of thing. Any updates on those?
As far as I know, that's still the plan, and they have, I think they've started on the Maverick station out there, or they're getting ready to. And Steve White from Copper Basin, he came into my office. It was nice that he came to me instead of me going to them, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this before. He has had some interest in the commercial properties in Tullamore. So he doesn't know if they're waiting until the improvements on Highway 41 take place or whatever, but he has had some interest in some of those properties.
Okay,
So
sounds great.
Question, the commercial properties in Tullamore, what types of businesses would tend to go in there? Light retail, kind of
light retail, yes. Yeah,
restaurants or something of that nature?
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions regarding that? Any other commissioner comments? Don't see any. Okay, chairman comments. I really can't think of anything new either, other than the fact that we do have some things coming down the pike here this spring, and I think once they get started, we'll be moving along pretty rapidly and have a lot to do and a lot to talk about as the months go along, and looking forward to the joint meeting with the city council and the mayor in April. And I think it's going to go really well and be an exciting time again. The activity will take off here shortly. So, Pete, do you have anything do you want to add or comment on?
Not really, Chairman. The current legislative session's been pretty quiet with regard to urban renewal so far. There's really no bills that have been proposed that impact urban renewal. As of now, that might change, but that's about all I have to add. So
Okay.
I check on that daily. So,
Sure. Yeah, I know Len keeps a handle on that too as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see anything. Their leadership is clamping down on introduction of new bills pretty quickly here. What we have seen is several bills that would impact the city's ability to annex property.
right.
There's also a bill that's been introduced by Representative Green of Hayden, which would basically remove the obligation of counties to have building codes and zoning
Right. I don't know if that's going to make it out of committee, but
I don't know where that one's going.
probably not very far.
Yeah. Also, on the property across the way at the landings, I see where the city is working with the insurance company on trying to develop a nice park down there by the river, which has been talked about for a long time, and it looks like it's going to potentially move forward and will be a very nice addition to our community. And I think it also potentially will encourage further development and use of that property at the landings. And I understand they're also working with the city to try to get some rearrangement of the plat there to accommodate apparently some potential users of that property or purchasers. So we'll see how that goes. That would be wonderful to see that finally move down the road, and we'll see where that goes. Anybody have any comments or anything they want to add on any of that? Okay, if not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move that we adjourn?
Second?
Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Both same sign, motion carried. We're adjourned.